Hi there, my name is Daniel. I'm the CEO and founder of Iris, and I just finished with a new version of Iris, which I hope you like a lot because I played whole day with. I never found the CPU usage bug, but I removed an old code which you told me that after this version it started to use a lot of CPU, and I think the CPU bug now should be fixed. So anyone experiencing this, write to us and we'll give you a free code because it's our fault. And uh, I mean, if you have buy it on an old version, we don't give away free codes like this. But if you have bought Iris before and you are not eligible for updates, we're going to give you a free code for this version, and if you have the CPU bug. So what's new in this version is I played also with the core pausers and I added this thing. So before, let me try to show you. Before I'm not sure how to show this. Okay, let's try with paint. Right, so before we can enable the core pausers and click full screen apps, and if we save this, basically whatever an app goes to full screen, the iris will pause. Okay, so it's like this. If this goes to full screen, it will pause iris. But this is also true for all application. It's not only paint, and a couple of users wanted to pause iris only on full screen on some application. For example, pause iris only on paint when it's full screen. So right now it's visible, and if I minimize this, iris will resume, right? I'm going to remove these things and leave only paint to show you the effect. And here iris is pausing when paint is open, right? But what we want is basically pause it when it's full screen, not when it's open. But not pause other programs like I don't know, video or some other program. Let's say we don't want to pause iris automatically when Chrome goes full screen, right? We only want to pause it when paint is on full screen, and we can just write this full screen here. This is new from this version, and when we write this, basically now you see how paint is not paused. And if I remove this, oops, now iris pauses when paint is on focus. See? And when I add full screen, basically it will not pause when paint is on focus, but it will pause when paint goes full screen. And this is something new from this version. So if you want, try this version with the full screen for core pausers. And in the next versions I'm going to also improve the core triggers, and if you want, you can also pause iris on one of your monitors and use per monitor settings. Basically this is if you enable this, you can control iris on every monitor, but right now you can't see my second monitor, but it's here, and you can change iris settings for every monitor individually, which is nice, which is super nice. And you can also enable and disable iris for one of the monitors from here. But the important thing now with core pausers, you can only pause iris when some program is running and full screen. And for example, we can pause other program when it's just on focus, which is really nice and really customizable. I'm going to show you with Notepad. Here is Notepad, and you have a shortcut for quickly adding programs like here. And now when paint is on focus, you can see how iris pauses and then it resumes. when paint is minimized. So on focus iris paused, and when minimized iris resumes. And here it works, but if paint goes full screen, iris pause again. And that's it. Thank you very much, and thank you for using iris. You can leave us a review if you want on the Facebook page. This means a lot. Thanks, and maybe watch the videos in YouTube.